Hi Teela Jammers, how are you doing? So I hope the spring is treating you well. I'm jumping on here real quick to talk about, as you can hear the kids playing around. So I'm jumping on here real quick to talk about forgiveness. Now forgiveness as it's defined, I'm literally just saying it as how I see it. Forgiveness is defined as the act in which you take to let go of the hurt or the pain that has been caused to you, or that's even a self-injury. And now we like to bring forgiveness into a state of not forgetting. We like to ensure that when we are forgiving someone, we're not forgetting actually what has conspired, what has taken place. Now, what I want to talk about is a real sense of not being ashamed and a real sense of understanding where your next move is. Because I feel like with forgiveness, especially for me, the Christian side of things is, oh, you know, it's all gone, it's all done and dusted, let's just move on with our lives. But really and truly, if we think about forgiveness in that way, it doesn't give us that closure, and we can't help, you know, but feel as if, you know, we've been wronged all the time that we, you know, give to this situation or to this person. So I feel when it comes to, if you are this person that is on a journey of, you know, self-reflection and awareness, I would encourage you not to think of the word forgiveness, but to think of becoming more aware and adaptable and flexible. It's so important to be like, okay, that situation happened, and to remind yourself that, okay, this transpired, but it's not okay to get stuck there. Because I think with forgiveness, if we, in a sense, pretend like, okay, I've forgiven that person, you know, and then you never forget what they did, you literally don't bring closure to the situation or peace to your mind and heart and body even. One thing I will say is we often forget about the things we actually remember, because if you think about it, not forgetting is remembering. So every time you're with this person, yes darling, every time you're with this person, every time you go to events or situations where you're put in a situation where you are going to remember, and you try to forget, or not to forget, because you know you don't forget, but you try to minimize anything escalating, you're dimming your shine, you're dimming your light, you're dimming that pain. And then essentially what happens is, you know, the pain becomes us, and we don't move on, we stay stuck, we stay hidden and suppress, you know, the pain. But it's actually the kind of opposite that is happening. We become our pain, we become all our pain and our hurt. And in terms of where I want to land this is, we need to not be ashamed of being hurt. We need to be aware of that hurt, and we need to say that was not okay. I'm not going to accept that. And you need to just nip it in the bud, let it go. Essentially, you know what forgiveness is. It's about saying, that hurt me, I am not going to allow that to ever happen again, and I need to be aware of my boundaries. I need to be aware of how to stay assertive. I need to have confidence in myself that I'm not going to allow this to happen again. And lastly, I need to be kind. I need to ensure that not only am I preserving my sanity, my peace, my comfort as well. I think we talk a lot about, oh, get out of your comfort zone, but sometimes it's like, look, I want to be comfortable, I want to relax. I don't want to be on edge or nervous or fearful. And again, where it comes to different energies and different frequencies, when you feel like you're put in a position where you have to keep forgive someone, or you have to pretend that you're not, you're not forgetting what they did, and then you're just trying to go with the motions. It's not okay. So I urge you to stop playing this toxic culture of forgiveness, and remain calm in everything that you do. Situate yourself in a position where you feel like, I'm not going to take this. Hold your boundaries, because that is your cue. That is your cue to being the real you. You do not have to allow people to be forgiven when they essentially know what they're doing. They essentially like to condition you and make you feel as though, oh, okay, I done what I did and whatever. Be very careful with these kind of scenarios, because it basically means you can get walked all over. And I think with this culture now, the generations that we have is, I'm going to get what I'm going to get. I want what I want. This immediacy where we just forgive and, I'm never going to forget and whatever. And then it's just reruns. It's literally reruns of the same thing. You forgive the person, they do something else. You forgive the person, they do something else. Or they replay what they've done, and you kind of think, well, I gave you a chance. That chance was never needed. That chance was never needed. This is why you've got to assess situations for what they are, and be very careful when you're put in a position where you feel there's pressure to conform to forgiveness. Forgiveness, I feel, is a man-made concept. God believes in us, and that is the higher version, I'd like to say, of forgiveness. Forgiveness is not necessarily believing, but it's kind of on the edge of believing. It's like, okay, you've done this, what else are you gonna do? God literally sees our heart, and if at any point he himself feels like you're going off path, he will direct you. Now, with humans, with man, we can be very complex. And so what happens is, in the forgiveness realm, is there's just loads of challenges and competitions, tit for tat, and it becomes a circus. It becomes chaotic, and a lot of people suffer in the end. God does not bring suffering to us. We do it to ourselves. So if you want your life to be easy, which it can be through loving, and this subject area is really about self-love. When you think about it, you do not need to forgive someone for if they do something wrong to you. You do not need to go straight to forgiveness. You need to be aware and be careful and be kind to yourself and hold those boundaries, because if at every moment you're just forgiving but you're not forgetting, isn't that kind of an oxymoron? Like, what are you trying to do? You're not really loving yourself, because there's two things that you're tugging at. You're tugging at, giving them a chance, and then but you're not forgetting the fact that they did something wrong to you. What you need to do is love yourself. Love yourself so much, fill that cup, and let go. Cut it off, be free. So I like to end that there, and I will see you on the next one. We are going to be talking about how to have a sound mind, and this kind of interlinks with forgiveness and loving yourself, because once you have a sound mind, once you're clear and you're direct and this is assertiveness, you're not going to be on this tip of people disrespecting you and trying to play you about. There'll be no need for forgiveness, because people will know with you, look, I can't play her. I might play my games with so and so, but this one, no. Can't do nothing there. let me go and play my game somewhere else. So we'll get talking about that in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to love you and leave you for now. But remember to choose what you love and love what you choose.